Nikki. I'm back. I was on earlier. I was talking about, I was kind of, I don't know if I would call it a rant or I think I was venting a little bit. Hey guys, hey Tamika, hey Vanessa, thanks for watching. I was having a little bit of a tirade earlier because of some technical difficulties that I had with an interview that I was supposed to be doing. But it turned into a good thing because I kind of equated technical difficulties not just in media but also in life. So it ended up being really, really, really interesting. So, but I'm back because I want to talk about now what I wanted to talk about earlier. Hey Carl, how are you? Hey Jeff, thanks for logging on. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you guys could take a minute to share the broadcast, that would be great. Also, I would love to know where you're watching from. That's always very interesting to me. It is a beautiful day here in Dallas. It is amazing. I have spent as much time outside as I possibly can. Hey, darling, how are you? Tunisia? Is that how you say it, Tunisia? I hate to mess up people's name. Hey, Ngozi, thanks for watching. And so I want to talk about media planning today. Ooh, Miami. Is it hot in Miami, Jennifer, or is it starting to be fall? Like we're starting to get like a little bit of fall weather here in Dallas, but it's still really hot. Okay, Deborah, now you're just rubbing stuff in. Deborah's chiming in from Trinidad. It's okay. We're glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Carl. Oh, you're in Gary. I know where you are, Carl. And so I really do want to talk about media planning. Hey, Junius, because I'm doing a free workshop on Thursday about how to put together a media plan that gets you more media in just an hour a week, because I know how busy everybody is. Hey, Evangelist Monique Caldwell, thanks for watching. Hey, Natalie. My friend Natalie is on. Hey, June. Oh, from Austin, Texas. Welcome. From the big old state of Texas. Glad to have you. So I wanted to walk you through Clinton, Mississippi. Oh my goodness. Hey, Joseph. Thanks for the love. I wanted to take you through the 6 steps that I actually go through when I put together my media campaigns, when I put together media campaigns for my clients, but also on what I coach people to do. Hey, DC. Hey, Gregory. Nice to see you. And so I just wanted to briefly walk you through that so that when you're putting together your media campaign, if you're trying to get more media for your business, that it's really, really simple for you. And I also, oh, hey, watching from LA, how are you? I also put in a free media planner to help. So not only am I going to give you the 6 steps, I'll give you an actual download that you can get of the media planner that I use. Hey, Deval, in order to help organize all of this stuff, right? And so real quickly, I just want to take you through the 6 steps. The first thing is matching and this is a big piece, and this is kind of an ongoing piece because you always want to be working on your media list. And so the biggest piece is, or the first step, but I think it's one of the biggest things too, is matching your media list to your content calendar. So a lot of us, or if you don't have one, you probably should consider having one. A lot of us entrepreneurs, we're constantly posting content, we're constantly having promotions, we're constantly, launching new things, and you really should have a content calendar so that you can get all of that stuff organized. Hey, Lexi, you just made my day. Oh, Luana, you are so great. You're welcome. Grateful. Hello, my friend Violet. Good morning. Good morning to you in Australia. And so you wanted, when you have your content calendar, it keeps everything organized and in one place. And so like on Tuesday, you're supposed to post this. On Wednesday, you're supposed to post this, so on and so forth. And so with your media list, you can look at the different outlets and resources and journalists and magazines and all of those great things that would benefit from whatever it is you're doing on your content calendar. Hey, Marshall, how are you? Marshall, it seems like we've spent a lot of time together today, but it's good to see you again as always. So like I said, it's really important that you're pitching relevant content, and you can tell what's relevant by looking at your content calendar, to the right sources. So meaning, hey Brad, so meaning that you want to match everything up with your media list so that you're making sure that the right content is going to the right person. And then you want to make sure that those media outlets are in your target market. It's like where those people are hanging out, your ideal client, your target market. Because what we really want to do, hey Leo, hey, what we really want to do is match up like I said, the right sources with the right content in the right areas, so that you don't just get media, you get money. So we want to absolutely get you more visibility, but we want to make sure that the visibility translates into revenue. Does that make sense? Tap some hearts or give me some thumbs up, or say makes sense in the comment thing, so I know that it makes sense. So you definitely, hey Jason, hello coworker, thanks for tuning in. So you definitely want to make sure that everything matches up, right? So the second piece of it is you really have to be able to create a killer press release, like an awesome press release. And I teach this in all of my online courses when it comes to media, and I coach on it because it really is important. It's kind of like, the flyer that promotes whatever it is you're doing, but it's just formatted for the press. So you want to make sure that it grabs us. You want to make sure that it holds us. You want to make sure that we get all the information that we need. A great press release helps sell your story, helps. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Helps sell your story and helps win over the journalist. And in some cases, you may do a pitch, which is just kind of a shorter version of a press release. But press releases are not dead. No matter what anybody says, they're not. Hey, Robert Bob Jackson. Is Bob just the nickname for Robert, or do you really have like two? Is Robert and then Bob really your middle name? Oh, thank you, Leo. I'm glad it makes sense. And I look forward to working with you too. So, like I said, I teach more about that, but you really have got to perfect the art of writing a press release. And, most of us have not done it, but I think that you can. You can definitely learn. It's a science, but there's also a little bit of an art to it, but you can do it. As my friend Jonathan Sprinkle says, it can be done. The third piece is then getting that press release, that killer press release. Hey, Rob, how are you? That killer press release that you just wrote, how do you get that into the hands of the journalist? Hey, Charles. Charles, you and Marshall and I have been hanging out together today. How do you get that into the hands of the journalists or the interviews, or the editors or the hosts or the producers? It's not that hard. You just really need to start establishing those relationships. Okay, I'll call you Bob. Establishing those relationships with the journalists. And you also need, oh, thank you. My hair looks great, thanks. You also need to make sure that you're getting it into the hands of the right person. So just because somebody hosts the show does not mean that they're the person that really navigates the whole business of booking guests or creating interviews or anything like that. So you have to make sure that you're talking to the right person. I used to tell people all the time, everybody, when I was producing for Tom, everybody wanted to go straight to Tom. And I tell people all the time, I'm the person that you need to talk to. And all that's going to happen is Tom is going to get frustrated and send it to me, and then I'm going to get frustrated because he's frustrated, and it just is not a great experience. So you can cut all of that out by making sure that you're going to the right person with your press release. So the fourth thing is, because you're going to write a killer press release, you're going to get it into the hands of the right person, you're going to get that interview booked, then you have to nail it. So the right preparation really is going to be key here. And if you've never had any kind of media coaching or interview training, that's always helpful, because you want to get the correct message across the first time. Like, this is not the time, it will be, Tanisha, it'll be on my page for a while, so you can go back and check it out. I certainly don't want you to try to do anything while you're driving. So a good delivery of your story, because we don't want to just sell. We want to make sure that we're also telling a story and that we're delivering value. It's like, I preach about this, I scream about this, I teach about this, but really what's important is not what you're selling. It is the value that you're delivering. So it's not our job as the media to sell your book. It's not our job as the media to sell out your event. It's not our job as the media to sell your product or your service or promote your business. Our job, hey Rodolfo, how are you? Our job is to deliver value to our audience. And so you do that, when you give a great interview, you deliver value, you don't sell. If you deliver the value, the product, the service, the book, whatever will sell itself. I promise you. But you have to focus on the value. And yes, I don't promise things lightly, but that I promise you. So that's the fourth thing, is getting through the media interview in a way that makes sense, makes an impact, and certainly drives more revenue to your business. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Leo. That's so, I mean, you really don't want to learn the hard way, because the hard way could go really, really badly for you. And unfortunately, as with anything, you only get that one time to make a great impression. And unfortunately with media, if you make a bad, a bad impression, it hangs around, for a long time. I always amaze you show good delivery of staying focused, speaking distance. I'm a professional. Thank you, coworker. And so then the next step, the fifth part, but this is important too, is you don't want to give up if your pitch is not picked up the first time. And chances are your pitch will not get picked up the first time. It's just the nature of the beast. And so you really want to be able to get in that space of being persistent and patient without being a stalker. And it's a special space to be in. Trust me. You're welcome, Rolinda. Thank you for tuning in. It's a special space to be in, because there are people who become stalkerish because they're passionate about their message. And unfortunately, it's against the law, one. And it really does turn off some journalists because, you have 100, 200, 300 people emailing you every day about their pitch, and it can be overwhelming. Hey, Carol and Beverly, it's good to see you. I don't think I've seen you live in a while. I'm glad you could join. I'm awesome. How are you? Carolyn is my friend. Hey, Brian, how are you? And so you really want to get in that space. The one thing that would irritate me, more than anything else, is like somebody would email me a press release, and they would email me, and immediately, like, my phone would start ringing, and it would be them asking me if I got the press release and what I was going to do about it. And I'd be like, really? I don't have anything else to do. Well, John, you don't have to stay on the broadcast if you've never heard of me. It's fine. And no, I'm not an actress or a singer. I am just Nikki Woods, and I am on my page that you just came to. So you can read my bio if you would like. You can Google me. And then the last piece of that is that you want to leverage the media. So it's great that you've gotten this media, but we don't want it to just stay there. We want to make sure that we're taking the media, and you want to leverage the media in order to grow your visibility, develop your platform, get your brand out there, but also use that credibility to grow your clients. The Paula Abdul drunk interview, yeah. Phyllis Hyman or Diana Ross, yes. Well, you know what's interesting about, and then I'm going to go back to step 6, but what's interesting about Diana Ross and Phyllis Hyman is when you kind of went through that Motown era, even later on, not necessarily just in the 60s, but Motown did a lot of training with their artists. So they were always on that. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. That's really sweet. I'm glad we're friends too. So they went through a lot of training, and they don't do that anymore. Like a lot of the artists, celebrities, they don't get media training. So the reason that Diana Ross and Phyllis Hyman were always so polished is because they got so much media training, because Motown wanted them to look, sound, feel a certain way. And that was professional. And so you can really tell in those early interviews with all of them that they really went through a lot of training. So the last piece of it, like I was saying, the 6th piece is that you really want to leverage that media exposure, and so that you build the credibility, not just with your customers, even though that's important because we're trying to get the revenue, but you also want to build the credibility with the media. So we love tried and true. I mean, we like new and unique and interesting, but we also like to know that if we book somebody, especially if it's not like somebody that a lot of people are aware of, but they're like just an expert in their field and they have great information, we want to make sure that you're going to deliver during the interview. And so we want to be able to see other instances where you've done media, so we can say, I know what I'm going to get. It's going to be awesome. I can put them on. So those are some of my tips. Hi, the kingdom made into flesh. How are you? You guys, some of these Facebook names. So just real quickly, let us recap, because I believe in the recap. The first step is to make sure that your media list matches your content calendar. The second piece is making sure that you write just a great press release. The third is to get that press release, that said killer press release, into the hands. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate it. Into the hands of the right people, the right journalist, the right editor, the right host. The fourth piece is to survive the media interview. And that really just takes practice, and some training. I always suggest that people, if you're really serious about getting great media, that you get great media training. The fifth is if your pitch doesn't get picked up, that we're going to stay in that special space of persistence and patience. And we're not going to cross into the line of Stalkerville. So that's really important. And then the last piece of it is to make sure that you're leveraging that media exposure for the credibility, the visibility, and the growing of your brand. So don't forget, there is a free media planner it's in the post section. So you can pick it up. It's just a free download, and it's the planner that I use when I'm helping clients, or I'm doing my own media. I give it out in trainings a lot. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. I'm glad it was helpful. And so you can grab that and you can utilize that. I'm also doing a free webinar on Thursday, and you can get more information at that same link. All right. So thank you guys for popping on. I always appreciate it. Hey, Franklin, you're late. See, I always call out the late people when I'm about to sign off. But I thank you guys for popping on, and certainly I will be talking to you soon. But as always, I appreciate all the love, the hearts, the shares, all that kind of stuff. I don't take it lightly at all. All right, coworker, good night. I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening.